But first, the verdict is in. The Albanese government's first budget stinks and we're all in trouble. A Resolve poll today in the Sydney Morning Herald shows only 28% of voters reckon this budget was good for them and their families. Just 28%. The last Liberal budget, by contrast, 40% said it was good for them. And I'd say a lot of that disillusion is because the government admits that real wages are falling and prices are soaring, and there's nothing in this budget that I can see that will fix that. But the thing that I think shocked people most is that this budget admitted that your electricity price is going to jump 56% in the next year and a half. That's about $1,000 per home on average, $1,000. The Prime Minister today begged for more time.
You can't just do that in a matter of days.
Okay, that's fair enough. But again, this government does seem absolutely clueless about how to fix this. And once again, here's the most dangerous man in this government, Chris Bowen, Climate Change and Energy Minister, this time saying, well, don't worry, green energy is going to come and save us. And note this, it's getting cheaper and cheaper.
That renewable energy is by many lengths of the straight the cheapest form of energy, and those supply chain constraints don't change that.
Well, this is actually bull. It's true that the price of solar, wind and batteries, the batteries to back them up, has been falling a lot, in fact, but now the International Energy Agency says they're rising again because the world is running out of the mines that produce the minerals that renewables need, like lithium and copper. And the energy costs to mine these minerals, by the way, they are soaring too. Besides, of course, there's a huge worldwide rush on these minerals, and the price of lithium, for instance, critical for making batteries for electric cars in particular, that's gone up nearly 1,000% in 2 years. 1,000%. So the price of green is rising fast. But this government seems not to realise that, not to realise that its costings and its plans, they're in tatters. They keep telling you falsehoods. Like this government's claim that the electricity price, it's all caused by this war in Ukraine, a claim repeated today by New South Wales Energy Minister Matt Keane, another climate zealot.
The reality is that the prices that we're seeing flowing through to electricity is because of a war in Ukraine. We know that the average 10-year price of coal is about $100 a tonne, and because of the war it's gone up to $600 a tonne. We know that gas has increased by up to 140%. Chris Bowen himself said that this is a result of war in the Ukraine.
Friends, you are being misled by politicians who will just make things worse because they cannot handle the truth. You just look at the prices of oil, gas and coal before any war in Ukraine. They were already rising fast. And the reason is simple. For one, the world is getting richer. Richer people get more stuff. All that stuff needs energy to make and to run. More cars, more fridges, bigger houses, more electricity. You just take smartphones, for instance, right? With their very handy lithium-ion batteries, lithium again. To make all the world's smartphones now takes 15% more energy than making all the world's cars. So, you're an activist, you really want to stop global warming? Throw away your phone. And that also helps to explain why after 2 decades of countries spending trillions of dollars on renewable energy, trillions, I mean tens of trillions, oil, coal and gas still make up 84% of the world's energy. That's down just 2% in 20 years, despite this so-called green revolution. Now, the idea from our government and from state governments that the answer to all this is just, double down and get rid of even more fossil fuels is frankly insane. It's the most dangerous idea in Australian politics today. And if politicians don't wake up, a lot of us are going to get hurt. And some of you are going to get ruined. Because here is the truth. Yes, the war in Ukraine has added to the pain, the disruption, all that kind of stuff. But get this, it did that because Russia supplies nearly 20% of the world's fossil fuels. And now we have to do without some of that. Boycotts and all that kind of stuff. But at the same time, our politicians are telling you they want to get rid of all fossil fuels, not just the Russian bit, and that somehow magically that's not going to hurt. Well, you see how much it hurts with Russia, as they say, right? The politicians say, oh, well, Russia. If losing Russia causes all this mayhem, just think of the pain when we ourselves scrap all the other fossil fuels as well.